Yeah, I mean, that's what that game was supposed to look like. That's what you should expect given the Avs lineup. Avs lose to the Tampa Bay Lightning 5-2. I mean, honestly, what did we really learn from this game? That Nikita Kucherov is a lot better than a bunch of AHL caliber guys? Is that really what we're taking from this? There's just not a whole lot of value in this loss for the most part. The majority of this hockey game wasn't even a real hockey game. Tampa Bay was ahead by 3 goals 10 minutes in and then spent the rest of the game hardly even trying to play offense. The Avs were held back by no fault of their own here. It's just a lineup that couldn't hang. I do think I'm probably being a little bit generous with that statement, and we'll get into it, but realistically, barring something all-world unbelievable, this was probably going to be the outcome of this game from the start. Did I say 10 minutes into this game? I meant 6. Okay, let's play the Tampa Bay goals really quick and then go from there. So my clip doesn't go back quite far enough, but this was off a neutral zone faceoff, and I think Jared Bednar got outcoached on this play. You had Tampa take out their third line, and Jared Bednar responded in kind with his third line, which, unfortunately, yes, Oliver Shillington is playing forward on the Avs' third line. That's just where it's at right now. And when Tampa wins the faceoff, they immediately have their third line jump off and put their top line back out. Now, they have their top line against the Avs' third line, if you can call it that. And yeah, that's a intelligent play from John Cooper. I guess you could say maybe the Avs need to win that face-off. Fair enough. This doesn't happen if that's true. But Jared Bednar got played a little bit on this particular play. Tampa's able to gain the zone pretty easily, but the Avs are back and ready to defend on this play initially. Here's what happens. DeHaan's man with the puck ends up going in behind the net, so DeHaan gives up the chase handoff to Malinsky. All of that is fine. The problem is the Avs have just completely lost Nikita Kucherov in this play. He's sitting high in the zone, and no one is directly marking him, and it frankly completely falls apart from here. The Avs have committed extremely deep. Because of this handoff, Malinsky now has to take the puck carrier, which makes Kelly, the center, the F3, have to take the deep forward. So that leaves DeHaan essentially defending nothing because of that situation, and as this puck comes up, Kovalenko was reading a pass up to the wall, which does not happen. He just misread the play entirely. I think Covey probably the primary error on this play. It also doesn't help that Shillington isn't reading the play and sliding into that middle dangerous area too. He's also essentially covering nothing. So you have massive, massive defensive issues all over this play, and then yeah, Kucherov's going to finish. First of all, tough forecheck for Kovalenko here. He's coming in to challenge this puck, and you have to stay to the inside. You can't give up the inside of the ice here. If he doesn't give up the inside, they both skate right into each other if this route gets taken. At absolute minimum, you at least force him wide here. Instead, Kovalenko actively gets out of the way of the breakout. It's just not an effective forecheck by any stretch of the imagination. The Avs aren't really all that beat up the ice here, though. You'd think it would be fine as they get into the zone. All 5 Avs are back. It's a 3-on-5 to start this play. Again, Kucherov this time goes in behind the net, and Shillington just gets caught here. This is a great play to slip this pass from Kucherov, and Shillington, he's checking his man, and as he looks back, he's just not ready to adjust to this pass. He's a step too far. He reacts a step too late. In fact, he actively looks away, just gets completely fooled by this play, and his man now has a half the net to shoot at for free. Of course, Kakinen's not going to be ready for a pass. He can't see the back of his head. It's just poor. The Avs are losing a puck battle in the middle of the ice here, and it's a couple of bad things. First of all, Tynan just can't commit to this. He needs to get back and help defend here instead of trying to jump into this play and ultimately putting himself behind the puck. Next, Malinsky seems to fall over. I think this is more of him stumbling and falling over than a diving play to try and keep this in the zone. I think he just kind of falls over. Because he falls over and ends up essentially whiffing on the attempted dive, he's now taken himself out of this play. So now, instead of having 3 players back, the Avs have 1. Tynan has not gotten back effectively and is going to get outskated up the ice, and Malinsky has fallen down. That's how you create a 3-on-1, essentially. And call it a 3-on-2. Tynan not close enough to get involved on the diving play. So after that, it's a 3-on-1 for sure, and Girard's job is impossible here, as is Kakinen's. This is a genuinely unstoppable play. Tampa, perfect 3-on-1. You can't draw it up any better than the way they played it, and the Avs get burned. Look, is there a lot of bad hockey there? Yeah, absolutely. Do I want players like Kovalenko and Shillington and Linsky and Girard and Tynan to play better? Yes, I do. But the reality is the majority of the Avs lineup is in over its head right now. Certainly on the forward core, unless your name is McKinnon, Rantanen, or Middlestat, you're playing way above where you probably should be. And that's not the player's fault. It's not the coach's fault either. It's just the Avs are injured and this is what they have. So yes, while the majority of the Avs lineup played bad in this game, it's not really their fault, and I don't know that you can take a lot out of that, including Kaapo Kähkönen in net. Could Kähkönen have played better? Yes, absolutely. Did he get any help at all in this game? No. And yeah, I do think in a couple points in this game, Jared Bednar got outcoached. But again, you have to look at what he's working with. He does not have a lot of options here. This was going to happen. It's unfortunate that it all happened in the first 6 minutes of the game, but it was gonna come for Tampa. So I don't really have a problem with the majority of this lineup. Even looking at some of the poor stuff on the defensive side, Malinsky has been good on the whole this year, even if he was bad on that one goal. The Avs are currently working through what they want to do with Girard and Manson. It feels like they're not comfortable with those two in any position in this defense right now. It's something they've got to work on. The Avs do get one of those goals back on the power play later in the first period. First handful of seconds of this are the usual thing, Avs working the perimeter, using the umbrella to pass the puck around. But I do like the little wrinkles we're adding here. Now, the Avs do take advantage of a Bolts player high in the zone just falling over. It's happened to the Avs in this game too. The Avs might have some ice problems in Ball Arena this year. It's not been great, I'm just saying. But another wrinkle with the bumper. Cale Makar, given a shooting lane here, instead of looking for the one-timers that he often does or trying to float a puck through to the deep man, sets up a puck that can be tipped on the way in from your bumper guy. The Avs have been aggressive at using the bumper as a shooter. To use that weapon in a different way is an interesting wrinkle, and a great tip from Ivan gets rewarded. Hey, cool. It's a nice tip from Ivan. It's another point for Cale Makar and Nathan MacKinnon each as they extend their point streaks to 11. Awesome. But I'll be honest, and I know I'm being a bit doomery about this game, it was already too late. A fully healthy Avs lineup, yeah, maybe they can dig themselves out of a 3-goal hole, and they probably wouldn't have been in a 3-goal hole in the first place. This version of the Avs lineup, yeah, no, it's not going to happen. The second period of this game was the perfect encapsulation of that. It wasn't for the Avs not working hard. They did that. Steinberg did a bunch of that and earned the Avs a power play early in the second period that they failed to capitalize on, and then Tampa hits the dagger. Tampa is going to break this puck out with a good pass to the neutral zone, and Josh Manson tries to step up and just gets worked through the neutral zone, just completely gets moved past and is completely ineffective for the rest of this play, which creates a 3-on-2 situation for the Avs. Ivan does a good job to get back and play the puck carrier, but that's Nikita Kucherov. What's he supposed to do? Those are not two equal caliber players. The pass to the middle creates a clean 2-on-1. The Avs are having a tough night. That did not go in, by the way. If we rock that back, that goes off the post, and the bounce off of the inside of the post goes across the crease, out of the goal, and directly to another bolt. I mean, you can't make up stuff like that. If it wasn't for bad luck, the Avs might have no luck at all right now. And look, the Avs didn't quit. I'll give them that. They continued to work hard. They continued to try to get themselves back into this game. They're even able to get one goal back. That doesn't come until much later in the third period, though. And this is my problem. The Avs' best players were not timely tonight. They did not capitalize on some of the chances that, frankly, they needed to for this to be a competitive game. And some of that is just a hard knock life. Yoel Kiviranta's playing on the first line. You feed him pucks in the front of the net, and he's not able to finish. There's a reason he's a fourth-line player. Nothing against the guy. It's just the Avs' best players needed to recognize that it was them who needed to get the job done, not the auxiliary pieces moving around them. And they did not do that. I think Cale Makar tried to put the backpack on. I think he was the best of the 3 stars for the Avs. He made it work for the most part. He's able to pick up 2 points tonight and literally scored one of the goals. And I think his effort was there. Even if it was a perfect game, that was a guy who was pulling in the right direction. MacKinnon and Rantanen, less so. And I know MacKinnon had a 2-point night. I know Mikko assists on Cale Makar's goal. And I don't think this is a lack of effort thing. I think they're out there trying to pull this tough Avs team to where they need to go. But they aren't succeeding. One, because of execution. which is forgivable to a certain extent. You're not going to execute perfectly every night. 2 nights in a row doesn't feel very good, though. But the more important one is decision making. Consistently, the Avs are making decisions with the puck that they just shouldn't be. Again, this is a team that desperately needs the scoring to come from those guys, and when you're deferring to lower level players, when you're failing to make the intelligent, smart plays, the right plays, yeah, it's going to be impossible for you to do the mammoth task of trying to get this team to the winner's circle. And I know it's unfair to the Stars. This loss falls on them, but the reality is it does, because you know you're not going to get it from other places. When Tampa drops a couple of goals early in the game, you need an answer back from the Avs' best players, and they didn't get that until it was far too late. Here's Makar's goal in the third period. It was cool. A wild scramble that the Avs don't initially score on, but they do work hard. They're able to keep possession. They're able to find pucks. They're able to play effective hockey, get this puck back out high, reset a little bit, and get another opportunity. At this point in the game, yeah, you're just trying to do whatever. So Makar's going to throw a shot on net, and it's a beautiful shot with a good screen. Count it. Again, these are good plays, but they're coming at points in the game where they are ultimately meaningless. And an empty netter would get you to your 5-2 final. And the frustrating part about this especially is that there's almost nothing you can take from this game. The Avs didn't play very well, and you don't really have a ton in the systems to go look at and fix. The thing to fix is get your better players back. You have Arturi Lehkonen defending Kucherov instead of Oliver Shillington playing forward doing it. It's probably going to look a little bit better. I won't even mention Chushkin and Landeskog as defensive forwards. Oh wait, I guess I just did. Nothing about this game is indicative of who the Avs are this season, if they can get healthy. And I think they can. They should be getting a few guys back soon, if not this weekend, starting next week. But if they never get back to health, then yeah, it's going to be impossible to do a whole lot this season. I don't know. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. I am Rudo, and at least nobody got hurt tonight.